Hi everyone, welcome back to When Diplo Fails. This turn we were not much happening on my front, but got to spectate some interesting fireworks. So let's go ahead. Found some magic sites. I guess just one. Glowing caverns. Here, it's a raiding crew. Versus a doctor, but the doctor just got aced in the face with an arrow, which makes the Umbrals not too happy to be there. And so the final score there, the Umbrals were able to retreat. Urban. Here is just PD. Oh, and they're all routed anyways because no commanders. Here in Amber Fields, man peaked with this horticulturalist. I'm not sure why, to be honest. But he casts Swarm. Oh, he was just hoping to raid with a Swarm, but there was actual PD and defenders. Agartha. So Agartha had their god bouncing around, as we saw before. Aid from the afterlife. And he gets surrounded by Umbrals. Or not Umbrals, Spectral Killians, but you get the idea. He does not have regen. And eventually he will get taken out just from, like, magic damage that he is not, like, stuff that gets through his defenses, basically, because he's still wearing level 1 equipment. Right. Igden. Now, this was a big, exciting battle. You've got some water elementals that were like permanently spawned. Here's Bloodsplosion, the Lord of the Forest. He does not have regen natively here. He is holding Krupp's Bracers, Flesh Eater, plenty of defenses. There's the Bull of Heaven. And here's Heckin' Mosquitoes, the Fire Lord. I don't know, like, he must have gotten a site that lets him recruit Fire Lords. This guy's going to go into Communion. I'm not sure how he got Skulls of Fire either. Because that requires Fire Death, which is not a cross path I thought he had. But in any case, lots of good stuff. Roderland has their god, Virtue, Marshmallow. With mostly level 0 equipment, but also regen and the fish scale mail. Bunch of crossbowmen because it's late age. A bunch of lancers because they are Roderland. And some doctors. Solomon Bane. Oh, this is a straight up hero. Who goes berserk and hits really hard. This guy is armor piercing, so I think that this guy is designed to attack Bloodsplosion specifically. And then plenty of doctors, all with skull staffs. So, arrows go up, skeletons get summoned. Natural rain from Roderland, which will interfere with heckin' mosquitoes. Elementals are scary, but two of them not so much. Right. What's this guy doing? He got frozen. He's summoning earth power. This guy is just, like, he's a quality mage. Some fire elementals being summoned by Bug Zapper. Oh, that's where the water elementals came from. Bottle of living water. That makes sense. The first thing we can see is that since Roderland has successfully advanced to the front, these crossbowmen are going to shoot, but they're going to hit some friendly fire as well as Roderland's lancers. Roderland's own crossbowmen have a lot less risk of friendly fire because they can just aim further back. Relief cast by Blood Explosion. That was a smart play. So he's done Strength of Gaia, Iron Skin, Temper Flesh, Earth Power, and Relief. Notably not... Oh, regen comes with Strength of Gaia. Okay. So here's what he looks like now. The thing that would really put him over the top is Moss Body, but he does have pretty much everything else. High Prot, magic resistance is okay, and he hits like a Trek. He's got a Fire Shield, he's got Ethereal, all this stuff. What was that fire thing? Seasoning. Long Fires. Flame Eruption. Flame Eruption, that was a good spell to cast. There's no one in Communion, so the Crystal Matrix is doing nothing. And so we see that Roderland's Lancers have basically done their job. They've overwhelmed the front line of Man. And Man still has crossbowmen that are firing, but not nearly as many. And they will soon be overcome in melee by all of the long dead. The skeletons are really making a big difference. And the fact that these Lancers are just good units, like nice, quick, efficient dudes, certainly helps. Even if now the squad is retreating. Yeah, the whole squad's retreating. Let's see. At this point, Man still has their big mages, the Eagle, although the Eagle does not have all the protection that Blood Explosion has. The Bull of Heaven died. How did it die? It just got shot a bunch. And Frozen Heart. Frozen Heart did a lot of work. Blood Explosion only has cold resistance 5, so I expect more Frozen Heart to hit him too. Flame Eruption continues to be a good spell. It's good. It's good to have these combat casters for sure. Like every time they actually cast Flame Eruption, it does a lot of work. Skeletons keep coming from the doctors. Go ahead and speed this up a little bit. So Blood Explosion is down to 77 out of 100. And there's a Water Elemental doing a bunch of 20 damage crush attacks. He's routed because of HP losses. And there he goes. So nice big apocalyptic battle and a big win for Roderland, who gets to keep most of their crossbowmen. They lost 2/3 of their lancers, which is a reasonable sacrifice for taking out the Bull of Heaven and the Lord of the Forest. And the Seagull as well. There were a lot of resources that went into the Seagull. Side note, since Krupp's bracers were lost, I'm going to take a shot at forging them. Battle in Abakte. This was also a big apocalyptic storm. We've got Midgard with a lot of their blessed fans, and we've seen their Hellbless. Here's Torched with the Enchanted Boar. Oh, this is actually just a summoned boar. It's not like a god. Some of these random Velvas. Mine here's in the back. And then Calum has Seraphs. Yeah. Not sure what you can really do with just one of each of those paths, but I will find out. Like, that just... one fire, one air, and one death feels like a weak combination of paths. Oh, I guess they can summon these spectrals. That's what they're doing. Howls up by Midgard. Natural Storm by Calum. Natural Storm by both sides. These guys can, of course, fly in storms. A lot of air elementals have been summoned. A lot of air elementals have been summoned. I think that the Spectral Kalians... yeah, the spears are effective versus air elementals. So, theoretically, the presence of Calum having all these crossbowmen to shoot these guys should make a big difference, right? Like, the crossbowmen will puncture the glamour of the vans, and if they can basically keep the gate sealed, then the crossbowmen get to bombard. However, they both have a storm up, so half of these crossbowmen missiles are getting dropped, and you can still see several of the glamours are in effect. Calum has not been able to keep the gate shut, which is an interesting place to be as the siege attacker. Normally when I'm the siege attacker, I want to burst through the gate and surround the defenders inside. But here, Calum is in a better position to like pepper them with arrows and evocations. So, the vans come through, and the Einheirs come through, and they just do a hell of a number on the birds. The final score is Calum suffers almost complete defeat, and Midgard loses mostly replaceable wolves. 5 Einheirs and 1 Vanheirs. None of their 54 vans, which is pretty terrifying in its own right. Calum is by no means out of it, although that was a significant loss. I mean, they still have 2 capitals and plenty of money. But they are going to have to figure out how to deal with 54 vans, and that is a lot to deal with. So we will see where that goes. That also means that I was thinking about getting involved in this war on the Kalian side and mooching some of this Midgard territory, but that is not the winning proposition that it appeared to be. How many, yeah, so each of these Geldermen just summoned air elemental, and so that was 16 air elementals to start off the fight. Yowza. So that's all the fireworks. We got our usual set of events. This event had 2 magic items, which I will take. What's the worldwide event? Lucky. Ginger is forging a staff of elemental mastery, so I can get my earth up. Elion is forging groups bracers. The plan will be next turn to forge the, what's that thing called? Sorry, I forget what it's called. There's a thing that gives you, you go over there. There's a thing that gives you 200 gold a month. Drop near. That still is not forged, and Ginger has the paths to forge it, so I'll go ahead and take a swing at that before moving out to actual combat. That was a big victory for Rotterland. My plan will be, therefore, to join this fight on Rotterland's side, because I am opportunistic like that. I've got plenty of borders with man, and I've got plenty of pans that I can thug out. Let's go ahead and have capital actually make the sages, and up front we'll make the pans. And the goal will be to just raid the fuck out of man with a alpha onslaught with a bunch of pans, and then storm with a gatewayed in army that can do a lot of work. There is a problem with that, which is that only Ginger can cast gateway. So I'm going to need to figure something out there. But that is a problem I can work around. So, to-do list, make drop near, pick up this throne because it's there, and make pans, raid the fuck out of man, profit while making Rotterland do all the work. We'll see how it goes. So, thanks for watching. Long term, really exciting. And we'll see you next turn.